Hey, welcome back to day 2 of Vlogmas. Like I told you last time, there's going to be 2 parts and I'm going to jump right into the first one, which is more of the illustration-based content. If you're interested in more of the Christmassy themed content that isn't directly related to illustration, I have marked that time below so you can skip to that. But for everyone else, let's get to the picture books. Today I have 5 tips for you for really gorgeously illustrated, beautiful Christmas holiday themed picture books or children's books. Really quick disclaimer before I show you the books. These are not religious. So I know that Christmas is a religious holiday, but these are not like illustrated Bible stories or anything like that. They focus more on the Christmas season as a holiday for the family, winter, that kind of theme. So that being said, let me show you the very first one. First tip, oh, look at how shiny that is. So my very first tip for you is How Winston Delivered Christmas. It is by Alex T. Smith. And I cannot get over how adorable this tiny little character is. I will tell you that I fell in love when I saw this back cover. There's something about this style. These characters are so unique and the color palette is just absolutely exquisite. I mean, like I said, it was love at first sight when I saw this gorgeous, gorgeous back cover. So this book is a pretty cool choice, and I have to tell you that I'm talking about the look and the concept only because I have actually not read it yet. So the reason is that it is an advent calendar type of book, so that it's split up by days and there's part of a story and an activity that you can do as a family for each day. This illustration style is breathtaking, at least for my taste. I can't say much to the text just yet, but if you are just as awestruck by these gorgeous illustrations, then I suggest you go check it out and it might be a good fit for you. All right, my second recommendation for you is this wonderful book. In German, Mein Weihnachtswunsch, translated from the English version, Grandpa Christmas. And so this is by Michael Morpurgo and Jim Field. So this book speaks to my heart. This is a book that I have indeed read. I did not pick it up only for the illustrations, although I am also completely in love with them. What is important to know about this book, it is a book with a message, and I love the message. It is a topic that is so near and dear to my heart that to me this makes an incredible gift or incredible read, something to have at home. I am so glad that I have it. But I'm giving it as a disclaimer because not everyone is quite as on board with this message. The message focuses on preserving this earth, this wonderful place that we have for future generations. So the topic is environmental stewardship, environmental action, and to me, that is a wonderful thing to focus on. So the illustrations are an absolutely beautiful mix of these very wholesome scenes of family time together, beautiful connection between a grandpa and his granddaughter, and with that you get juxtaposed these images of well, again, gorgeous nature around the world, but also some of that kind of doom that has happened, some of the issues that we are dealing with, and seeing those illustrated in a picture book, I think makes for a beautiful, complex, well-rounded book. And so let me just pick out one of the illustrations for you to have a little peek at. So this is one of those garden scenes that I just couldn't get enough of. So yes, this is one of those books that I want to keep close to my heart, and I hope you'll enjoy it too. All right, so my third pick for you is Snowghost by Tony Mitton and Diana Mayo. What I think is done so well in this book is that these illustrations truly convey that icy, snowy, cold winter feeling to the T. I'm going to show you one of my very favorite spreads of this book, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. That impactful, kind of all-encompassing color that creates a mood. Oh, it's done perfectly. Ah, how could you not love it? How could you not love it? This is something that I find incredibly calming and heartwarming at the same time, even though it does have this very cool vibe. So that's another very beautiful kind of book to me that sets the tone and the mood of the season. Now, just like at the end of my other picture book video, this is one that actually, I'm not exactly sure what it says. It's in Dutch. I don't know. But pictures speak, and that is the whole point of picture books, right? It's about visual literacy, so you can get the idea even when you don't understand the words. Part of the story is in the text, but part of the story is in the illustrations. And so I bought it anyway because I love this artist, I love this illustrator, I love the artwork. So here it is. The book is called, well, Sinterklaasliedjes? I don't know actually. Here you go. This is the book's title. You can see it. This book is by Janssen, who is also quite a big name in children's books. So I'm sure, I'm almost certain you've seen some of his other works, but if not, do look him up. He has some incredibly gorgeous things. One of my very, very favorite things about this book is the scene that it takes place in. So all these illustrated old world kind of cityscape of the Netherlands. If you know a little bit about me, I'm a huge lover of architecture, especially old architecture like this. So to see it in a picture book format, as soon as I saw some of those illustrations on his page with houses, yep, I knew I was gonna love this book. I will show you one of my very, very favorite spreads in this book. Just look at this. What I love about this is, again, the architecture, the scene, the mood that is created is so incredible. And something that I absolutely love is when you have this warm glow in the winter from inside apartments, from inside a home, a shop, illuminating the dark winter night, the dark winter scene. I just love buildings and city scenes in picture books and in real life. And I love illustrations that you can dig into and discover fun little details with. So, like this guy, I didn't even notice him the first probably 3 or 4 times I flipped through the book, but he's now kind of my favorite. Look at this guy. Look at this tiny little guy. Oh my goodness. Hilarious. Just the attitude and the movement that is caught in this tiny, tiny, tiny little detail is quite hilarious to me. I mean, he even has a shadow underneath him. It's fabulous. And then something else that really kind of makes me chuckle is that this is a bookstore, and then when you look at these tiny little illustrations, those are actually the covers of real books that this illustrator has also done. I love those kind of matrix kind of moments, so kudos. All right, almost at the end of the picture book picks. I have one final one for you, and it is another one in German. It's Das grosse Wunschzettelwunder, and it is by Julia Boehme and Stefanie Dahle. To me, this is a very classic, traditional, soft watercolor, cozy, all is well with the world kind of style. And why wouldn't you want some of those moments? So I'll show you one little spread again. I love it. I want to cozy up. I feel like right there is a little spot where I can go. I mean, this is This is basically my perfect winter day. Just look at the scene. It's homey, it's warm, it's cuddly and cozy. I want to be in this story. I want to be in these scenes. And what I also love is this kind of extra swag that a lot of these pages are. Here you can see it. I love that extra metallic foil. It makes it so much more festive, so much more special, and also really adds visual interest to the eye as you're looking at the pages, that things are kind of changing. It's a little interactive in that way versus a fully static image, because when that light catches it, yeah, it's just something special. I hope within these 5 picks you found something that you might enjoy as well. And yeah, cozy up, get under the blankets, and dive headfirst into one of these gorgeously illustrated winter worlds. All right, so I'm preparing my set of advent calendars and a little bit of other illustration mail to go out as part of kind of a holiday promotion. And I thought that the perfect extra touch would be to use a little wax seal. This is the first time I've ever used a wax seal, so definitely some of them were a little messier than others, but I'm still so glad I did it. I think it is a gorgeous touch. Alright, let's get these in the mail. I was going to take you to mail those envelopes, but then I realized that is super boring. So instead, join us on a little excursion that we took out into nature, because I spent too much time at my desk. Out there, nothing can shake us. I'm so terrified. Surrounded by fog. This is our view right now, and
we are in heaven. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, this is, oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah.
Whoa, look at that, look at this coming up!
Wow!
Oh my god!
That was actually incredible.
Oh my
wow.
god!
We are above the fog!
Yes!
That's incredible.
Dude.
Wow.
Amazing.
All week we've been in the fog down there. How beautiful is this, Boo?
This is amazing. This is why we live here.
Wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you.
Right. Look, are those baby pine cones? I think they are. I'm clearly a city child.
Don't care of anything else. It's Christmas and some kind of love, my friend. I'll pray it will never end. Do you like to be here?
When I unpacked these, I was thrilled. I was incredibly happy, but I just wanted to make sure before I send them out I know what the inside looks like, because of course behind each of these 24 windows there is another image. My vision was that I would have 24 new images ready in time for the physical calendar to be printed. They would then match with a new Instagram image on those days, exactly 1-to-1, and with this YouTube video. Well, spoiler alert, I was very far from having 24 new images ready by the time this had to go to the printer. Not even remotely close. I think I had 5 or 6 new images done out of the 24 by the time that I had kind of the drop dead date with the printer. So I filled the rest of the calendar with other work from my portfolio, which unfortunately isn't Christmas related. And now in addition, something that I was going to do was have a kind of little image or story that you could tell from the outside of each of the windows that would then open up to that image. But I had to live with a done is better than perfect approach for this project, and so I sent it to the printer. And in the rush to do that, I did not receive proofs. And unfortunately the inside, I don't know if you can tell the difference, but every single image is slightly out of focus. The lines aren't crisp. The colors are a little washed out, which can easily happen with watercolor. Yeah, it's just not, it's not that amazing effect that I was looking for. I would not have approved this, but I take 100% of the blame on this because I was the one that delivered the files so late. And so if I do another advent calendar, I would absolutely work again with a printer. I totally recommend them. They did amazing work. And yeah, that was my bad. There's really no other way to say it other than to take full responsibility. And I should know better because whenever I rush on a creative project, I basically just kind of ruin the whole thing. Next year, I would stick to my original plan for the timeline, which saw me starting on this in the summer and then having multiple months to finish it versus trying to knock it all out in November, get it printed, get it sent out, everything. That was just too short a timeline. And I was almost there, but I missed that critical step. I am still incredibly proud, especially of the image at the front, but also that I completed this at all, even though it is quite different from that original huge vision. And you know, there is always room for growth. And it's my very first one, and hopefully in my lifetime there will be many more to come. And then if you look at it that way, this is not a bad start.